Hey everybody, Ken Plume here with another edition of one of the many shows I have now. This is called Just a Few Things. It's where I have a very, very, very special guest on. And we're going to talk through some objects that are very special to them. Just have a general conversation about those objects and themselves and us and our place in the world as we exist in this moment of conversation. And my guest today is, the Renaissance is too small a period in history to describe what the Renaissance man doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It's too constricting for the amount of stuff that you do.
Yes.
Jordan Morris, you're all over the place. You're on podcasts. You write for animation. You write comic books. You are on. You're the sleep demon of Mythical Morning. You're so many things, and today you're here and we're having a conversation, so welcome to Just a Few Things.
Thank you. It's good to be here to talk about my many things on Just a Few Things.
We're going to see how many of those things we get to. We did set a number. We see. Did. Now, are
we going to reveal the number, or is that a secret that we're
going to count down? We're going to count down. We're counting down from 6. There's a possibility of honorable mentions.
Okay.
But here's the thing is you are ranking these.
I'm ranked. Okay.
So you're going to have to choose what the object that means the most to you of the ones you've chosen.
Okay.
What's most
I like
special
that.
to you.
Yeah. Okay.
And know ahead of time, as I have to say each time for folks.
Okay.
Who are very, very nervous right now listening to this and concerned for your well-being and having to judge these things. This is only for this moment. This ranking can change at any time. These objects can fall in and out.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So just know that the one child you choose today may be the special one.
Right. I'm not going to have to throw 5 of these in a lake.
No. But you know what? Marie Kondo said, you're supposed to choose the child that means. I don't remember exactly what Marie Kondo said. I don't
really either. Attention. Yes, I was aware she was a trend a while back and perhaps still is.
Yeah. I'm not making.
This is like she's the like simplify person, right? The like if it doesn't spark joy, toss it in a lake.
It's an awkward conversation to have with family members. Is all I'm saying. So in this moment, just know it only exists for us in this conversation right now. There's no stress. There's absolutely no stress.
I'm not stressed at all. I'm chill, relaxed, having a lovely time.
Before we get to your first item, which is going to be the highest, the least highest ranking on your list.
Okay.
I want to get a little background.
Of course.
Because you are a man of mystery. So
am I? Am I mysterious?
Okay. This is good.
I'll take it.
This is how we set it up. Now the audience is going, I don't know a lot about him, do I?
I guess, yeah. What's his blood type?
So
what does he get at Panda Express? I don't know that.
Well, we can talk Panda Express orders. We probably need to talk Panda Express orders by the time we're done with this.
That's my third thing is a styrofoam container filled with noodles and orange chicken.
So I know the history of certainly the improv and theater in high school.
Yes,
but sort of
you'll be shocked to know that a man who is now in podcasting, animation writing, and comics was into improv and theater in high school. I know. I'm an enigma.
Sometimes they discover it later in life. Sometimes they're like, you know what? I got a public speaking thing coming up. I don't want to loosen up a little bit.
Maybe
true. I'll take a class. They keep talking about it. And that's when they open up and they become. But you were early on.
Yes, I started improv early and therefore became ashamed of it early. So I did improv in high school. And I was too zealous about it in college in my 20s. And then, maybe by late 20s, early 30s, I'm like, boy, I was a little too into improv, wasn't I? So I got to do that journey. Yes.
How would you describe zealousness as an improviser?
I think I think improv is great. It is fun to it's fun to goof on it because it's a very silly little subculture. And certainly there ain't nothing bad like a bad improv show is bad, Like if you've ever seen a bad one, boy, ain't nothing like it.
Sincerity.
But
it's all about sincerity and commitment.
Yes, sure. But yeah, I think just when in college and when I first moved to LA, I was doing shows with the old Upright Citizens Brigade, the late great IO West, a little place called Ultimate Improv that used to be a cell phone store. So doing improv in all kinds of places. And I took it so seriously. And it was just like life and death to me if my little team got a slot or if I was on a team or I got moved teams. It was just like so important to me. And it was all my little like wiener friends and I would talk about when we went to the bar afterwards, like, oh, who's going to go on a team? And are we going to get a night? And just like that improv scene being so important to me. And I think I loved it. I genuinely loved doing it. And it was like my social circle, like definitely in college and, post college, like it was where I found my little community. And so it was important to me in that way. But I think there was also part of me that thought that like, if I fell out of the improv world and if I failed at improv, I would never like work. I think I attributed like success at improv to like working in showbiz. And certainly like a lot of people, work in showbiz because they were successful at improv. There's so many, like comedians who come from the Groundlings and UCB and all that, and so many writers who like got their start. But like, when you're interviewing for a job, very few people are looking at your resume and going, yeah, but like, are they still on a house team? Are they still on a Herald team on Tuesday nights? Do they still do Tuesday night improv shows for audiences of 10 people?
Are
No,
they still
like
in the Weekend Company,
right? Yeah, or are they relegated to weeknights? Ooh, yuck! But I think there was part of me that thought that if I like didn't have a team and I wasn't like prominent at an improv theater, I'd never work. And I think that's just absolutely not true. And I think that like I learned a lot of great stuff from improv. I learned a lot about comedy. I learned a lot about writing, and obviously I met so many great people. Like like people I still work with today, I met in little improv classes and doing dinky little shows for 10 people. So yeah, it's very important in that way. But I think
when you're really committed to it, though,
yeah,
really, that's the group that you're probably the most open and honest with at that point in your life, right?
Yeah, I think there's an element of that to it too. Sure, yeah, definitely.
If you buy into the yes and honesty of being present within any particular scene that you're in, then you're very much close to, this is probably the most honest relationship I have in the world right now.
For sure. You definitely like
you and you can trust me, and we're in this
of
together.
Course, yes, and you definitely like get really close to the people you're on teams with, and like people on team you date within the team sometimes, you like hook up within the team, so like that little improv team. And again, I think those things come along in life when you're just kind of searching for community, like high school, college, post-college. You're like, oh my God, I got to find some people to be people with. And I think improv really, really helps that. So yeah, I think it was very important to me at a time, but definitely when I look back, I'm like, okay, I learned stuff that was helpful. I met a lot of great people, but like staying on a team was weirdly important to me. And I think that like, even when I was working, even when I like had, paying legit union showbiz work, I was still stressing out about like, am I going to be done in time for improv practice? I'm like, you have a job. Like you can miss improv practice. Like, don't worry about it. They'll be fine. They can zip, zap, zop without you. So yeah, it's zip, zap, zop, of course, the quintessential goofy improv warm up. Anyway, so I think when I say
once you got jobs, those teams all fell apart. You weren't there. You weren't there for them, and they all went away.
Weren't there for the zop. No one said zop.
Set aside and just do a ranked list of all of your improv team names.
Oh yes, I know, right? Let me see if I can think. So my college one was Humor Force 5. That's pretty bad. I was on one MacGuffin for a while at UCB. It's a Hitchcock reference, and we thought that was very clever. Old Man Girlfriend I was on, New Fall Collection. yeah, these aren't the worst improv names in the world, but
But they are
they're
definitely
bad.
improv team.
They're definitely improv team names. Yeah, we weren't like the monkey pirate hobos, just like 3 weird words. They
But
were
I
all
know
like,
you were sitting back, and there would be teams that would come in and go, "They have a really good name.
yeah.
They have why isn't our name as good as that? We
And
need
I,
to work on a new name."
And I goof on MacGuffin, of course, because, I think we picked it because it felt a little highfalutin, but I do think it's a legitimately pretty good improv team
It's still
name.
drawing attention.
People are still talking about
it
MacGuffin.
Still means as much as it ever did.
Yes, exactly.
Well, let's go into your first object. So we're going to get started on your object. So this is going to be your number 6.
Okay.
So we'll save any honorable mentions for after we're done, but this is going to be your number 6 object. That means something to you.
So yeah, I'll preface the objects by saying, like, I'm not a big collector guy. I don't have a lot of collections, and I also moved not that long ago. So yeah, you get me, Ken, right?
Yeah.
With your giant wall of action figures behind you.
Very Spartan.
And I moved kind of recently, so I think I still do have like a fair amount of my like keepsakes and stuff are still like in boxes, but I do have 6 beautiful special objects for you today because I respect the premise of this podcast. I'm going to hold up thing 1, and this very special object would allow me to plug an upcoming project, but we don't have to go there if it doesn't go there.
I'll go there. I'll plug it so you can see.
This is a collectible coin from being there on opening night of Predator Badlands and seeing it in 4DX at the Regal Cinema Chain. That's right, a collectible Predator Badlands coin. My number 6 item, the 6th most special thing to me in the world.
I love that Regal's continued commitment to coins.
Is Regal the coin chain?
They've been doing coins for many years now.
Okay.
I have a Captain Marvel coin that's...
Oh, nice.
So they have been doing coins. So clearly they have a business partnership.
Well, Ken, they have a coin guy they get a bulk discount at.
We got another movie coming up. We think it's coin worthy.
Yeah. John Regal is married to Linda Coin. And
beautiful ceremony. They were collectible coins that were given away.
Yeah,
and
I know.
All watched a movie afterwards.
So yeah, I actually was out here in LA. There's a little more AMC coverage, so I usually go to an AMC. But I very recently got into 4D movies, which is a Regal thing. Ken, have you seen a 4D movie?
I've only seen one.
Which one?
Movie, and it was Rogue One.
Okay.
During its premiere.
Yes.
Week. And I thought, this seems like a novelty. And for anyone who doesn't know what 4DX is, could you explain the experience of 4DX?
I would love to. It's not just a movie. It's a shaky, wet ride. It's a movie theater that is equipped with like shakeable seats and smells and sprays, so that like while you're watching the movie, if it's a particularly action-packed movie, you're shaking around. If anybody gets sprayed with water in the movie, you get sprayed with water. There's all sorts of lighting effects. Mild spoiler for Predator Badlands here. An ice bomb goes off. So when the ice bomb went off in the movie, a little snow fell in the theater. That was lovely. 4D movies. I love them.
Adventure for all the senses.
Yes, of course. I think there's smells too. Occasional smells do blast out. I
think Rogue One was still pretty early on the experience, so they didn't explain it really well to people.
Okay.
To the people who were walking in with full buckets of popcorn and large drinks.
I see that happen a lot when I go. Yeah, I think people do not...
You think it's a movie. You gotta go see a movie. It's got some lights and such.
Sure.
And I think the music's a little bit more intense.
And I think you can just accidentally buy a ticket to 4D. Like if you're just like, what time does this start? 8. Great, I'll buy that ticket. You do... Maybe you don't know you're getting shaken around like crazy. And I definitely see people going in with like...
The chairs. The holsters on the chairs are there for the food. That's wrong.
Sure.
There should be nothing on there should be a warning on the seats that go, did you bring food? Put it off to the side on the floor.
Yeah, eat it during the trailers.
Yeah, just eat before you come. If you're going to 4DX, before or after. Don't eat during. It's not pleasant.
But Predator Badlands, a terrific film. made all the more terrific by seeing it in 4DX. And Predator is at kind of the top of my mind lately because I've been writing a Predator comics miniseries for the good folks at Marvel, and it's been really fun so far. It's turning out great. It's going to be called Predator Bloodshed. It is about our boy, the Predator, getting loose at an underground fighting tournament. So it's it's a little martial arts, it's a little sci-fi, tons of fun, lots of gore. It's going to be a treat. So I've obviously loved this character since I was an 80s kid, so I saw that Arnold movie a million times, and I've liked all the sequels. I've liked most of the sequels, I'll say. Ken, I obviously
you walk that back super fast.
Yeah. I think that there's fun things in every Predator movie.
Oh, that is
I'll
the
say.
worst out.
I think it's true.
You can find enjoyable things in anything.
Absolutely true. I stand by that remark. Ken, I don't think I see a Predator in your wall of toys, but maybe I'm missing him. He can cloak himself. So
he can cloak himself.
Yeah. Do you have any?
The closest I came was a Hot Toys Predator, which never arrived.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I do not have a Predator. I tend to. I was never a gore kid.
Okay.
When it came to the films of my youth. The closest I got were ones that I could find an out, like RoboCop. Like I watched once, but like, I like the robot cop guy.
Right.
I'll get the robot.
But the guy's getting shot in the penis. Yeah.
The movie itself, maybe not repeat viewings as a kid.
Okay.
And I have noticed that your comics output, in particular, has tended towards horror.
That's true.
Is that a genre that you find yourself drawn to?
Yeah,
It's rather consistent that you make a lot of your bones in comedy, but when you have your druthers on the comic scene, you do incorporate a lot of horror and gore into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that like druthers is very generous. I take the work that is offered to me for the most part. I am really lucky in that I've gotten to work on stuff that I really like. I don't think I am, at a point in comics where I can tell the editor, give me Superman for 50 issues. I got a grand arc to, break him down and build him back up again.
But
you know what? I haven't tried. I have not tried. So maybe that's on me. But yeah, I am largely I'm just kind of like taking the stuff that's offered to me, but I am really lucky in that the stuff that's getting offered to me is stuff that I really like. And yeah, you're right. A lot of time it is horror. And I'm not exactly sure why that keeps happening. I think I've just done a couple of horror things that people have liked. And so when they need someone to write a horror thing, they call me, which is lovely. My editor on this Predator. Oh, editor on Predator. That's a fun rhyme. My editor on this Predator project reached out because he liked some work I did in Archie Comics for their horror line. That's one of my objects right here. Could I hold it up now and transition into it? Ken, I don't want to host your show for you.
Is this we're going to consider your number 5 object?
This is my number 5. Yes, this is a copy of Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors, the Archie Horror Anthology. This is an alternate cover. I don't know how many folks are watching this versus listening to this, but this is a limited cover, and I forget the name of the artist. He did a wonderful job, and I am sorry for not being able to shout him out here, but it is a parody of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre cover. The tagline is, "Who will order fries and what will be left of them?" I believe the original line is, "Who will survive and what will be left of them?" Anyway, the good people at Archie Comics do a wonderful horror line, and that was my first licensed comic that I worked on. So, maybe that has a little something to do.
You were pursuing at the time, or that came as a happy surprise that you got offered that?
No, I've loved the Archie gang since I was a young wee one, reading things that my mom bought for me at the grocery store.
Gotta love those digests.
Oh, the digests. Oh, listen, inexpensive,
so
huge,
easy to sneak to school.
Easy to sneak to school. This is why the digest is an enduring format for Archie Comics. I just was kind of friendly with an editor at Archie, Jamie Ratante, who is a lovely editor, a great writer of Archie and other things herself. And I knew her from Twitter and just sent her a hopefully not rude DM saying like, hey, I have written a comic or two. I really like Archie. Let me know if you need anything. And then, that kind of started a chat. It didn't, there wasn't a job offer immediately, but we chatted and, met for coffee when I was visiting New York once. And then, a little while later, she sent me this assignment for Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors. And, I got to do a couple of stories for Archie where the gang gets horribly murdered, which is, something fun that they do with the Archie characters these days.
I mean, Archie is one of the companies that has no preciousness.
Not at all. No continuity. You can chop off their heads in every issue. No one cares.
Any genre, any crossover, they'll do anything.
And that's really cool considering how the the brand is so synonymous with like wholesomeness and being kid friendly and stuff like that. So the fact that they like to take those crazy swings is really like
that Archie
cool with them.
Ever played.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could, and that was the good thing also. If you were caught with an Archie Digest in school, you're not going to get as in trouble as other things.
Right. Yes. It's not. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I was going to say it's not salacious. I mean, they had some randy storylines.
I would say there were plenty of cheesecake illustrations, right? But they were cartoony cheesecake.
Sure. So yeah. It exactly.
All flies, right?
Right. Not as salacious as those, Jim Lee X-Men of the 90s. You know,
it's. If you're gonna have that conversation, if anyone's going, well, this is obviously fine. It's a cartoon. But so it's one thing to do a one-off and get that opportunity. It's like, oh, that was great. Right. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. But now for this to be not only a consistent thing, because you've done multiple of the Archies.
I have. I've done 3 of them. Yeah, I haven't done one in a while, but I got to. It is multiples. You're right. You're absolutely right.
You were asked back. You were not
asked back. Yes.
Listen, what he did. We can't ever have him back in Archie.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really cool. It's really cool that like when someone wants to work with you at all, and then when someone asks to work with you again, it's what a thrill.
Yeah, you're not a one-off comic writer. And not a one company comic writer now.
That's true.
So
I'm very lucky. My first, again, Ken, I don't want to host your show for you, but I do. This does lead into talking about
so many shows. It's it's natural.
This
I
one,
understand. Though. You know what? You could. I'm fine with stepping aside.
Okay. I'll interview myself. Object number 3 here is the French edition of Bubble, the graphic novel based on the Max Fun scripted podcast that I did with Sarah Morgan and Tony Cliff. This is the French edition, not called Bubble, but called Hunter, Huntr, because apparently the phrase living in a bubble, which our show and comic was playing off of, does not exist in France. So I guess bubbles are so associated with champagne over there that they were afraid
simply doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. I think they thought that if
they
we
live
called the book,
in a cultural bubble about being in a
right.
bubble.
Exactly. Yeah, they're
the irony is
yes. so complete is their bubble that they don't even know the phrase.
An open society going, you know what? Maybe this is how we get that metaphor into our society, is allowing this graphic novel to be released as Bubble.
So that was my first comics project. Still very near and dear to my heart. I love how it turned out. It's a sci-fi comedy. We did a bit of a chat about it. Yeah, me, Sarah, and Tony, I believe.
Yep. My good friend Sarah, who I've known for many years. So
she's great.
A delight to find out that you two had collaborated on writing that, and Tony was wonderful to talk to.
He is a wonderful Canadian man, and yes, talented as all heck. He is a super genius, lovely guy. It was great to work with him on Bubble. So yeah, that was my first comic, and kind of a late in life thing. It was something I kind of thought I would never get to do, or I'm like, oh well, I'll always be a comic fan, but getting to work on it, it's just too impenetrable. I'm not an artist, so I don't have that in, and getting to do Bubble was just such a thrill, and it's led to all the other stuff that I've got to do since then.
But the first Archie work had already come out by that point, right? So you would dip your toe into comic writing. before Bubble, right? Or would that
No,
come
I think
after?
Bubble came out, and I think, yeah, Bubble
2021?
came out in 2020. I know that because we promoted it via Zoom in our living rooms. And I think the Archie thing maybe came out in 2022, could be? Does it say on this cover? I don't know. It's bagged and boarded. I don't want to take it out. But yeah, so I think it was 2 or 3 years after.
So Bubble was dipping your toe into doing that.
Uh-huh.
So there was, when Archie was even thinking about, should we give this writer a chance at our incredible property,
right?
Our cherished property.
Mm-hmm.
The precedent was already
iconic,
there.
I'd say.
They could look at Bubble and go, okay, he's not going to ruin Archie comics.
Sure,
we know he can do this.
Right.
He's not only a competent writer, he's a good writer.
Yeah, and I think that's like just a really hard part of like working in entertainment is that like no one will hire you to do it until you've done it, and you have to kind of find some way to, you know, weasel yourself into doing it so you can continue to do it. It's really tough in a lot of ways. Like getting that first job, it's just really hard. That's the kind of it's not the hardest part, but it is like, it is very challenging. So I am really lucky that I kind of backed into getting to do Bubble because they wanted an adaptation of the scripted podcast. So yeah, I think Bubble's a good testament to like, if you can find a way to make something yourself, it will lead to something. I think, you know, sometimes creative people get bogged down in like, who's going to make this, or how much am I going to get paid, or, you know, either I'm doing this with total creative control or I'm walking away. And I think there's something to be said for just like doing something and putting it out. Like just do it and put it out. It you know, it might not be exactly what you want. Hopefully it turns out good. Some things do, some things don't. But like, if it, yeah, I think the like journey of Bubble from scripted podcast to graphic novel, is just a good testament to like find some way to make something and put it out, and as opposed to like having something in your idea drawer that you're just waiting for someone to buy from you. You know, like. Anyway, I think I do feel like creative people do that a lot of like, well, I have this great idea. I hope someone buys it soon, you know.
Yeah, or just be flexible as to what success means.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and like have fun making the thing and have joy in making the thing. And like, yes, we all love to and need to get paid and need health insurance, obviously. But yeah, I think making something is its, you know, can be its own reward and can lead to things. So anyway.
So that, you know, that transition post high school, post college, what was the path for you coming out of college?
So yeah, I graduated college, UC Santa Cruz, had a degree in literature, had done a lot of improv and, you know, written a lot of essays about Art Spiegelman's Mouse. So yeah, I moved to LA. My parents live in Orange County. And so I, you know, was lucky that for a while I could like live in Orange County and commute up to LA to do like PA work. So yeah, I was a PA. So I was a, you know, it stands for production assistant. It's the lowest rung on the totem pole. Totem pole, does that have rungs? Ladder. I'm thinking of ladder.
But you know
that's
what?
the thing that has rungs.
But it's on the ladder.
There you go. Yeah. So yeah, I was, you know, making photocopies, a lot of photocopying. Everything wasn't digital when I started, so I did a lot of photocopying. You know, you get coffee, you take the boss's car to get washed. I did a lot of that while I was also doing, you know, improv and sketch and stuff in the evenings. And yeah, eventually I went from guy who makes photocopies to guy who's getting paid to be creative. It was really, it was cool. I'm very lucky. And yeah, it was like a fun time to start. And I got to be a part of a lot of fun stuff kind of while I was starting out.
But you can burn out on that, and a lot of people have burned out.
Oh yeah,
and just walked away from it. So what was the transition period for you? Like, what was the point where you're like, okay, it's not just going to be PA. It's not going to just be the production side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the first creative thing that I'm going to do within this industry.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was always, I think I was always doing stuff. And I think that's something that improv is great for, circling back to the good and bad things about improv. Like, it keeps you being creative, and it keeps you being excited about creativity. And it's so immediate. And I think that's part of why it's so addicting to people, is because, like, there's a rush. You're creating live on stage, and there's an audience, and maybe you're going to fall, and you're on a tightrope, and who knows? So that part of it is really exciting. And I think it, like, is so good at motivating you during the slow times and the frustrating times, that, like, just having something you can do where you're like, I like this. This is good. Someone likes it. It might not be a ton of people.
And you're not doing it alone.
Yeah, and you're not doing it alone, too.
You might not be doing it for an audience.
Of course.
But you're not doing it alone.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's probably like, if you're like a novelist who's not selling a novel, like, that's probably very frustrating because you're just writing it alone and, maybe not showing it to anybody. But yeah, so I think I was lucky that, like, even when I wasn't getting paid, even when I, like, was getting paid a little bit, I still had stuff that I like to do and people I like to do it with.
And so how active now still are you within the improv scene?
Basically not at all. Once or twice a year, I'll get up and do something when invited. I'll dip in. If I'm invited, I'm happy to do it. But yeah, I don't, like, seek it out anymore. But yeah, I think I probably do, like, 2 or 3 live comedy things a year, maybe live Jordan Jesse Go. Our podcast, the podcast I do with Jesse Thorne. So sometimes we'll get out there and do a live version of that. And yeah, once or twice a year, I'll do a friend's improv show or sketch show or something like that, but not too often.
Do you agree with the assessment that many have that it's a young person's game?
I mean, I think that, like,
particularly the level of commitment.
Sure.
That you compare it to what you had when you were younger and it was life.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you can dive into it in that way. You can spend your spare time practicing. You can go, the thing about improv shows that aren't giant, right? Like, if you're not, Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas doing Largo or something like that. Largo, a hip comedy theater here in LA. Like, improv shows happen at 10 at night in Glendale for 10 people, So I think
theater.
In a black box theater. Yeah. So I think the, like, motivation to get out there and do that stuff is, like, yeah, that's something that you have in your 20s that maybe you don't have as much of in your 40s. So yeah, I think that, like,
now you're like, is the parking good?
How's the parking? Yeah, exactly.
How late am I going to be out?
Yeah, right. Can we wrap it up by 10?
Going to be open.
I have an old elderly cat that needs fluids.
I don't want to stop at Jack in the Box again after a show.
I know, right? I know. Yeah, that is a big thing too. Like, is there anything fun or good to eat around the theater? A lot of times the answer is no. But that can be kind of motivating to get out there and do something like, maybe I'll eat something over there. So yeah,
has there ever been a really solid improv theater that has paired that with a great restaurant?
God, not that I can think of.
And why not?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think probably just the, like,
other than most of the staff would also be performing, and
right,
the service
I'm guessing,
at the restaurant
like,
side probably wouldn't be great.
Yeah, right. I think you probably don't want to be. I mean, the, like, comedy clubs that serve chicken fingers, like, those are already pretty annoying.
Or seasoned popcorn.
And and I think improv, there's the margins aren't huge. Yeah, I know, right? I think they're probably...
You gotta get out of the red to have margins.
Yeah, I know. So I think that the licensing and the, having a kitchen and probably doesn't... the economics of it probably don't work.
In improv now, you could have one of the products that are in the lobby for sale.
That's
along
true.
With the CDs.
Mm-hmm.
You could have a couple of your graphic novels just sitting there.
I could move some books.
After the show... Please, I don't want to carry this stuff home because I also I walked.
Right.
So it's a very difficult thing for me. If you could just please help me out.
Please help me.
And scene.
Mm-hmm.
So How many? What object are we on right now? So we burned through a couple of them.
I've showed you my Predator battle. Oh, let's recap. We'll do a quick recap again. Not to
so
host
your number 6 spot was the
my number 6 spot was the Predator Badlands commemorative coin from Regal Theaters from seeing it in 40X. My fifth object was a copy of Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors from Archie Comics,
featuring an exclusive alternate cover
from a talented artist whose name I did not retain, and the French edition of Bubble.
Do you have multiple international editions?
No, just French.
And no
that
English.
Was the only and
the
no
only
English. Yeah.
Of Bubble that you have.
None of us speaks French. We just ran it through Google Translate. We hope it makes sense. French and English. So
has Bubble been something that you two have ever talked about revisiting at any point?
It would be fun. I think that the
concept, at least.
Yeah, I would like to. I had a blast doing Bubble. Yeah, I think that the graphic novel sold fine, but not insane, and I think the podcast did well, but not crazy. So I think that it'd be fun to return to the Bubble-averse. But I don't think nobody's banging down the door, but it would be fun. I love those characters and I love that little world, and I'm so proud of the Bubble stuff that we made. But yeah, as of right now, I don't have any plans to. But yeah, if somebody out there wanted some more Bubble stuff, it would be fun to make. And yeah, and I think I definitely have, obviously earlier in the episode kind of touted the idea of just making your thing yourself. So yeah, I know maybe there's a world where I do some more Bubble stuff just kind of on my own on spec, but yeah, so that could happen someday.
Now, obviously you've just recently come out with another independent graphic novel that everyone should check out,
Youth Group.
And so are there thoughts about doing a reverse Bubble on Youth Group and doing it?
Making it into a podcast? Yeah. That would be fun. I would like to. Again, no one's asked, but again,
does anyone have to ask?
It would be nice. But hey, again, I don't want to. I'm speaking out of two sides of my mouth here. I again earlier touted the concept of just making the thing if you want to.
Now you're like, woo me.
Well, where's my money? I need money to do it.
We would want to involve other creative folks who should get paid for their involvement.
Yes,
so that's where the money does become something that is helpful.
Yeah, totally. And so, but yeah, Youth Group, I'll plug it very quickly. It is a YA horror comedy graphic novel from me and artist Bowen McGurty. It's about teenage exorcists. It's from the fine publishers over at First Second, available now wherever you get your books and comics. A funny, fun romp in the style of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Shaun of the Dead. Anyway, it would be fun to do more stuff with Youth Group to adapt it. Right now, I think Bowen and I are both, busy with some other stuff. But yeah, I would like to do more Youth Group stuff. There it is. Ken has the digital version up on his iPad. Hopefully, that's the fifth or sixth most important thing.
Actual version of it somewhere near you.
Oh, I do. I should. Copy. Yeah, I gotta have a hard copy. Yeah. There's some back there. I got
French edition. I get it. I understand. Now you gotta keep it rolling.
It really sings in French. That's where you really get to the meat of it.
But you can't call Youth Group. They have no idea what Youth Group is.
No, they don't have youth.
Oddly enough, it's called Bubble over there.
Yeah. For some weird reason, I guess the champagne metaphor makes more sense. I don't know. It's a kooky country.
But Youth Group is, for anyone who hopefully will go check it out.
Yes, please.
It is a fun and interesting read, although it does. I'm very curious about the recurring themes that appear in a lot of your work, and you seem to have a very complicated relationship to religion.
Okay.
And sort of the youth culture around that, and society, and and the I'm not going to use it's not indoctrination. The sort of the structures that are built up, around that.
Yeah, I'll say that Youth Group it is set in the 1990s, and the main characters are all part of a kind of a hip Bible study group, much like the one I grew up going to in Orange County, California. And yeah, where it's set, and it I just always thought that those kinds of like cool young person's Bible study groups were so funny and weird. And I think it's something that like pop culture has never gotten right. I hope youth group gets it right, but I always, you see them sometimes in media and you're like, this is kind of broad, and maybe the people making this don't really understand what's so funny about this, or what I think is so funny about this.
What are the aspects of portrayals that irk you the most as being the most sort of, you're not quite getting?
Oh,
or that's a cliche.
I can't think of anything in particular, but I think I think the kind of thing you see like in a high school movie or a high school show or something where it's like, oh, here come the Christian kids. The Christian kids are always like, praise be to the Lord for this lovely day. Oh, have you thanked the Lord today? And I'm like, yeah, okay. But what was funny about the youth group kids where I grew up is that they were trying to act cool. They wanted you to think they were cool. And they would never do that thing where they were like, praise be and glory God on this good day, fine sir. Like, they don't talk like pilgrims. They talked like surfer dudes, or they wanted you to think they were punk rock or something like that. And that sometimes to me was the funny thing. Direction. Right. Yes. And I think that to me, that was the hilarious thing of this kind of sweaty, like wanting people to think that they were cool, or this is cool. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, hey, we just hang with the guy named JC and talk about life. So that to me was the funny part of youth groups, was this like desperate kind of like need for people to think this ain't your grandma's church, like this isn't, and I think that
but I think also that attitude within youth group, I thought it was funny and fitting in the way that also that way of adapting current pop culture as a messaging system is like, listen,
yes,
I know this is super cool. But but look how easily this message slides in there.
Oh yeah, a big part of the youth group graphic novel, and something that I absolutely did in my high school youth group, was like make Jesus and religious themed like parody songs to the like
wordplay.
Oh, loved wordplay. And this is not something that I like pitched them to do. It was something they were already doing, and I think this is a technique that the hip youth groups of the world use. But yeah, like just taking a popular song and changing the lyrics slightly so it's about the Bible or God or Jesus. Anyway, again, very sweaty. I think very funny. The idea of like, hey, like we know the music of today. We know Ace of Base. Like, these ain't your grandma's worship songs. This ain't your grandma's is, I think, such a funny. We know the Smash Mouth. So yeah, that was to me the funny thing, and I think that was kind of the germ of like youth group. I'm like, oh, this would be kind of a funny little world to set something in, and a funny kind of like weird subculture to explore. So yeah,
and and certainly that's as someone with also a complicated relationship with the idea of organized religion and religion in general.
Sure,
there's always for me that sort of apprehension to any material that incorporates that. It's like, what's this going to be? Is this a Trojan horse proselytizing piece that suddenly it's what I found wonderful about it, and I'm not going to spoil anything, was sort of the character arcs within it, playing to like, oh, this is a component and a stepping stone. You don't know where any of these people can go character wise. And people go through phases, and it's what you take from messaging that is the important part of the messaging. So you can have a belief in humanity and the people around you and kindness, and that can be the aspect that you incorporate from this period you had in your life.
Yeah.
And that I thought I and it's also that was in Bubble as well. Sort of, so a recurring theme, and certainly, your material, no one looks at Cotton Candy Randy and thinks that guy. Well, I don't know. That guy's an improv, I think, is the first thought that people.
Sure, yeah. I reek of it. I reek of it. I don't even have to open my fucking mouth, and people are like, that guy's done a lot of improv.
But it, I thought it was a really enjoyable read and a really nuanced take on material that could be one note or reductive or simplistic, and also just a fun romp, as you said, with the whole Exorcist angle added into it.
Yeah, thanks. And it was nice. That's nice of you to say, and that's nice of you to notice, because that's definitely something we talked a lot about when making the book. Is like, let's resist the urge to like make the religious people villains. I think like in the book they're wrong and they have bad takes sometimes, but I think like just the kind of evil, conniving religious person isn't that's not who we think the characters were. They were, people who might be wrong and might be misguided, but they're trying their best. And so I think we wanted the villains to be the demons, the literal demons that they fight, and for everybody trying their best
and
to
the demons
save
have
humanity.
An interesting and unique angle as well.
I think the demons,
demoning.
Right? Yes, the demons. You get where they're coming from. They have a wound. I like to think that we give the demons a fair shake. But I think we just weren't interested in making a hypocritical, evil religious person story. Even though I like those sometimes, and you can certainly, satirically justify making a story about evil, hypocritical religious people. They certainly exist. But I think we were just kind of shooting for something else where it was the, religious people and non-religious people working together and, trying to find a common ground.
Turns out the Predator and Predator Bloodshed, also a youth pastor.
Also a youth pastor. Yep, exactly. You know who else had a cloaking device?
So, youth group. How did youth group come about? What was the process? So you've been working. You've had the experience of doing Bubble.
Mm-hmm. So the editor on Bubble was Callista Brill, the great Callista Brill. And she's the one who heard the Bubble podcast and said, maybe this is a graphic novel. And so, because I had her ear, I could say, like, I have some other ideas. And so I think just like, in comics, the person who gives you your job is the editor. And it's like just meeting and, Jamie Rotante, I mentioned earlier, she's the editor of Archie. So it's kind of like about finding the editor, letting them know you're ready to work and having a relationship with them where they'll listen to your pitches. So after we did Bubble, I think that people were happy with it and excited about it, and Callista was open to taking other pitches, and I just had this youth group idea. I just kind of wanted to write about it. Again, it was a big part of my growing up. I always thought it was funny, and I think I was into the idea of like, what if they were exorcists? What if they fought demons? And and
then really
Callista,
want to capture the 90s.
And I wanted to capture the 90s in all its terrible fashion.
Shout out to Bowen McCurdy.
Shout out to Bowen McCurdy, who did a wonderful job drawing it. Bowen McCurdy, a baby in the 90s. Bowen McCurdy, very annoyingly, is a young person. So I had to send her
in the book. No spoilers, but
There's we each have a little photo of ourselves in the 90s in the book, and there's I had to like send Bowen like a lot of YouTube links to like music videos. She wanted like playlists for all the characters. So there's so I had to be like, okay, this is...
How did that feel? How did that feel now that you're curating this ancient time?
Terrible. Just this crazy ranting man saying,
how I felt talking
third
about
eye blind, 9-inch nails. What's he talking about?
What's that Nirvana shirt? That was a band?
Before it was a shirt, it was a band. But it was really fun. And like Bowen is a very like pop culture savvy person, and like, wasn't like, who are these Green Days? Like, she knew about stuff, but just kind of like wanted to know,
Why are
like
they using cell phones.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was but very, very fun. It's very fun to like take a look at all that stuff again, all that media. There were there's some goth characters in youth group, and it was fun to go like, okay, if you want to know what the goth people are wearing, watch the movie The Craft. That's what they're wearing. So it's fun to kind of like look back at all that stuff and think about
it's weird how circular the inspiration for all those things were. Because obviously
totally.
the craft is taking its cues from the subcultures at that time. But then
Mm-hmm.
the high school students are taking their cues from pop culture to
Right.
feed into their high school subculture
Of course.
identities.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fascinating
Yep.
little journey.
The snake, she eats her tail.
But the book is great. Everyone should check
Oh,
it
thank
out.
you. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I'm really proud of it. I really love how Youth Group came out, and
And you
Bowen did
left it
such
open.
beautiful work on it. And we left it open. Yeah.
There's
So
an open. So in the back of your head, is there a thought of where it could go?
yeah, if we did another youth group thing, I have an idea for what I would want it to be. So yeah, if it happens, listen, if you're out there and you enjoy a youth group, write your local congressman, tell them you want more youth group comics.
That is absolutely the only thing you should write your local congressman.
Yeah, that's the most pressing issue of the day. Is sequels and spin-offs to the graphic novel youth
send
group.
them some podcasts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would love to. I would love to do more youth group stuff if the opportunity arose.
So are there more thoughts percolating in the back of your head as far as other ideas you'd like to explore as well? Of just other notions of comic books, graphic novels that would be fun to explore in that medium?
Yeah, totally. I would love to do more original comics and
Which
maybe
are
kind of
also
have
a great way to do production development on things you would like to see in other mediums.
I mean, I definitely try and not think about it like that. Because I love comics. I respect them, and I think that some stories are best as comics, I think Youth Group works great as a comic. I really do. And obviously we'd love to adapt it. It'd be very fun to try and make a TV show out of it. But I think it works great as what it is. But yes, absolutely. What you say is true that it's very fun to think about could we turn our thing into another thing or a movie or who knows what else? But yeah, I genuinely love making comics, and I'm happy to I think a comic being a comic is a huge success, and it doesn't have to get adapted. But that being said, give me money. Anyway.
Well, Thing Into Another Thing is the name of my production company.
Thing Into Another Thing, yeah.
More than happy to take a look into it.
But yeah, I have an original. I have a lot of comics IP stuff coming out in the next year or so that I'm very excited about.
A big Marvel title coming up in addition to Predator.
Yeah, some Marvel stuff coming down the pipe.
Week, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. So this week, as of this recording.
Oh, by the way, the stuff you're doing, Jordan. Let me fill you in.
There's stuff. Thank you. I got to do a backup story for Venom 252.
No such thing as a backup story. Let's
right.
eliminate that.
what's the main feature and what's the backup? There's a story in the book. There, of course, the ongoing Venom comic by Al Ewing and Carlos Gomez. You should really be reading it. It's terrific. This has been spoiled all over the internet, but guess who's Venom now? It's Mary Jane, and that's great. It's been a really, really fun run. And because Venom 252 corresponds with Spider-Man 252, where the Marvel faithful will know that that's when Spidey got the black Venom suit. So in this issue, we're exploring Venom getting a Spidey suit. So the main feature, the Al Ewing, Carlos Gomez story, involves Venom kind of changing his color scheme. And then I did a story with a great artist named Jesus Hayes about Venom, an alternate universe Venom, a guy named Eddie Parker, who gets a alien parasite named Pete, who's kind of a chattermouth, loves a pun, but has a strong sense of justice. So it's kind of a mashup character between Eddie Brock and Peter Parker, and it's a fun little alternate universe romp, and so much fun to get to do something with Spidey and Venom and all those great characters. Really, really fun.
I mean, how does it feel when you do so much work in the digital realm, podcasts, but it's hard to put podcasts on a shelf.
It is.
But now you're building out a shelf that contain trade paperbacks and books with your material in it, your name on them. How does that feel over the past few years to be building that out?
Awesome. It feels awesome. Like making a book, making a comic is so cool. And like holding something is so cool. I'm still kind of like, yeah, I'm still a, physical media guy. I still like a hard copy book. I very grudgingly just signed up for Marvel Unlimited this week, which is the Marvel Comics reading app, which, consider the source here. I'm a company man, of course. It's a very fun way to read comics, but
you might have to do research for things in the future. And it's access to all of that.
It was a lot of like, of course. Yeah. There's a lot of like,
it's a tax write-off. It's just saying.
Sometimes you need to bone up on what's happening to a certain character.
Who's Venom?
And who's this Venom guy? Spider-Man. Okay.
Story, but I probably should figure out who he is now.
Yes. I just took a guess.
It's not
yeah. So I'm like, well, I could just drive around the valley digging through various Goodwills and back issue bins, but I should probably join the modern world and do some reading digitally. So, but I do still love, collecting physical comics and getting physical books and going to the library and checking them out and holding them and, flipping through them. So yeah, it's really, really cool to have a tangible thing that you made in this world where, a lot of us are making stuff digitally, and yeah, you can't pet a podcast. You can't give it a little kiss on the head.
I'm assuming this is what you've done to all of your books that have
I know
so far. As soon as that box of comps come.
Right.
My babies are home.
Got to kiss them. So yeah, it is really cool to have a physical thing. And I hope that doesn't go away. I hope that people still want physical things. And when we make books and comics, there's still ways to buy them and hold them and put them on a shelf and collect them. Very, very fun.
And you've been doing conventions. So you've been out there signing things for folks.
I have. That's really fun. And I loved getting like a signed book as a kid. So yeah, it's very fun to be able to sign people's books. It's very fun. It's very fun to go to conventions, set up my little card table and not only be able to sign a book for somebody who has read the book, but to try and just convince someone who's browsing and likes the cover to buy it. It's fun. I love doing those live book events, and especially because as I mentioned, our first book Bubble came out 2020, and yeah, it was a lot of Zoom events. It's so fun to just get out there and check out the cosplay and spend a little too much money myself. Really fun.
Now, are you also signing photos for folks too? Do you have your complement of 8x10s?
No, I don't have 8x10s. Yeah, maybe I should have some.
You're telling me that no one comes
I know.
Up and asks you to sign. You don't have a range of stuff from Mythical of all the characters you've played?
Just
to do testing. Let's see you folks.
Right. I should just go get an old-fashioned headshot, like the kind a local weatherman gives a diner.
Or on Old West Town.
Right. That might be fun.
Vintage cheesecake photos.
That might be fun. Yeah, dress up like a saloon girl. I wonder how much it would cost to get 100 of those printed at the Old West Town. I can certainly see
some of your Mythical characters in game having a fun time with a boa.
Yeah. That's a good, honestly, that would be a fun product. It's kind of just the books and the comics. There's not been a ton of demand for signed photos, but if enough folks
when people
ask
walk
for
up to
it,
the table,
yes,
where do they usually recognize you from? Where's the most recognition when people walk up and go, I love this?
Sure, I will say that it is the reach of Good Mythical Morning, the YouTube show we have mentioned on this show. For people who don't know what it is a YouTube show hosted by Rhett and Link, two hilarious dudes. They've been doing it forever. They do games, they do challenges, they goof around, skits, songs, anything you could want. And I appear periodically, sometimes as myself, sometimes as a variety of unpleasant characters, one of which being, I'll hold up my new thing, Cotton Candy Randy. I'm holding up a woven doll that someone made.
A wool
doll that someone made of yarn doll someone is made of Cotton Candy Randy. Again, I forget the name of this person, so I apologize for not being able to plug. I don't know if they have a store where they sell these, but it's a lovely object. I was very flattered to get it. So here, if you're watching the YouTube, this is a Cotton Candy Randy doll that someone made of my character.
You need to explain Cotton Candy Randy.
Sure, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
It goes back many years now. There's a deep
It does. We've been doing it for a while. Yeah. So I for a time was in the Good Mythical Morning writer's room. They had a writer's room. And
how many years back is this going now? So when did you start?
When did I start that? I maybe started that in 2015. So maybe it's been 10 years of Cotton Candy Randy now.
It's a 10-year anniversary.
It may have been 10 years.
Where's the cake? The year's almost out.
There
should have been a cake.
Where's the cake? But yeah, it was. So they did a bit where so you know how this was a very Twitter 1.0 thing, was that how there's a national holiday for everything. Everything has official that thing day. Yeah, so there's, that thing day. Yeah. And your national that thing you do day.
Anything could be a hashtag celebrating
appreciate the directorial. Yeah, exactly. So I think it was kind of based on that. It's it was National Cotton Candy Day. And somebody had the idea that there was a Santa for National Cotton Candy Day, but he was gross. And they're like, do you want to do this? And I said, I guess. And so they dressed me up Come
on, your answer right. Is it on camera?
Yeah. Will I get to address my adoring fans?
Can I improvise?
Mm-hmm. And they, put me in a cotton candy beard and a filthy t-shirt. And I went out there.
The name?
I don't remember who came up with the name. Yeah, I wish I could check them out.
With you at that time?
Oh gosh, who was it? It was Matt Carney, who still works there. It was, I don't remember a ton of the other writers, I'm sorry to say. I'm a bad coworker, but Matt Carney was definitely there, who was still there. And maybe it was him, actually. Maybe it was him.
That's rhyming.
So yeah, there was an Ellie, there was a Lizzie, who were both very nice, but we did not stay in touch. So shout out to Ellie and Lizzie, wherever you are. It was fun working with you. Anyway, but yeah, so it was someone's idea. They came up with the name, and yeah, I went out there in my cotton candy beard and just acted gross. And
untucked shirt.
Partially untucked. I was holding up my pants with one hand because the pants they got me were too big. So that's a part of the character now, is he holds up his pants all the time. And yeah, I just every time we would do it, I would have to come up with new gross stuff to say. So it just started to become a little bit supernatural. I don't know. I think I took some inspiration from It type characters, like Stephen King's It. So I think he became a little bit of a ghost, a little bit of a murderer. It's just this just by the grace of the fact that we did it a lot, it just got weirder and weirder. And so, yeah, now if you went back and tried to put together this character's backstory, it would be totally insane. It's like the descriptions of Maris on Frasier. I don't know if you've heard this of if you were to actually draw Maris, this character that never appeared, but was only described, she would be this horrible, Slender Man character. Anyway, Cotton Candy Randy has an insane backstory about being a ghost and a murderer and from hell. But yeah, we're still doing it after all these years. And there's t-shirts. There's a Good Mythical Morning Clue game where you could be a little Cotton Candy Randy piece.
There's so much merchandise.
Really cool. It's really neat. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I love this little fan thing somebody made of him. And yeah, it's really, really fun. So yeah, to answer your convention question from earlier, a lot of folks are fans of Good Mythical Morning. And
don't have 8x10s of people who just want a signed photo of Cotton Candy Randy.
That's true. Sometimes,
signed by his friend,
right?
Jordan Morris.
Right. I know him really well. I could probably get him to sign something for you. Yeah, I am the Jimmy Olsen to Cotton Candy Randy. Happy to be that.
Then you have to work out what the Cotton Candy Randy signature looks like.
Right. Yeah.
And it would just have to. Yeah. That.
Would just be, like a knife or a middle finger or something.
Just a stab, just a hole in the picture.
Yeah, that's how he signs things. He just stabs it with a rusty spork.
Hey,
that would be a good bit.
People will cherish it.
People will cherish it, yeah.
But doing those, so having that thing that you have that yarn doll.
Mm-hmm.
You have people making you gifts.
Yes.
And sending things in.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm sure you've experienced that too on the Max Fun side of things.
Yes.
You've certainly, with Jordan Jesse Go, have built up a nice core dedicated audience.
We have, yeah.
As well.
Yes, and thank you. And hey, maybe I'll transition into another beloved object here. This is the 15 years of marriage trophy that Jesse Thorne gave me when we've been doing our podcast for, it's probably more than 15 years now, but at the time we were doing it for 15 years. And he gave me this 15 years of marriage trophy that I guess you could get for a spouse, but he gave it to me for having done the podcast. And it's been so much fun. It says, I'll read it to you. 5,479 days, hours, minutes, seconds, together and still counting. Happy anniversary. So I think this is like a generic
it does say the
engraving.
Right?
It does say yes. I didn't want to just read these long numbers for your patient listeners.
I'm disappointed it doesn't say the
They can figure out.
Into that.
Listen, if people want to figure out how many hours, minutes, and seconds 15 years is, I'm sure you could do it. It's
Not to be fair, this was a regift of a gift he had given to Hodgman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, has the Hodgman podcast been going on for 15 years? I'm sure it has. I bet it's up there. So yeah, Jesse Thorne has a lot of co-hosts.
He buys these
a lot of shows.
He does so many shows.
Right. Just hands these out like Tom Cruise handing out coconut cakes at Christmas.
Yeah, they're employee gifts.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, Jordan Jesse Go, probably the second most, the second most frequent person coming up to me that I get is probably a Jordan Jesse Go listener. Or now I've started to get maybe more often than I listen to your podcast. I used to listen to your podcast. Why people choose to add that, I don't know. Just say I listen to the podcast. It's fine. I'm not going to quiz you. I have started to get, I used to listen to your podcast.
When they come up and say that to me, I still get that. Granted, the one they usually mention is one that has been defunct for a fair amount of time.
Oh,
but
yeah?
It's still hurtful. It's still hurtful when you hear it. I used to listen to you on the Snidecast. And it's like, okay, yeah, I've done stuff since.
Right.
You could still listen to me on things.
Yeah, I've got many projects.
Yeah. You could move on. I did.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's move on together.
But I think we still, despite having a lot of people who used to listen, we still have listeners, and that's really nice. It's been really, it's such a lovely, like, the Max Fun community, which you're part of. You produced the Mark and Hal show, and have done many great things with the network. I think you'll agree with me. It's a really lovely little pocket of the internet, and they're a great listenership, I think.
And there's crossover all the time. You've been on We Got This numerous times.
That's true. I hope to come on again sometime.
Hal, probably more so than Mark, has been on quite a few shows on the network, and also Tights and Fights on the network.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been you've been part of our trivia challenge, which I host usually during Max Fun Drive.
Always a good time.
So yeah, it's the cross pollination is the most fun.
Yeah,
thing. And you've also now sort of brought some cross pollination of Good Mythical Morning into the network too.
That's right.
On Free with Ads.
Oh my gosh, Ken,
like that. See, I'm pretty good at hosting too.
You're great at hosting. It's like you're leading me. It's my final item.
I know how to make people know that you're special.
The commemorative pin for my podcast that I do with Emily Fleming and Matt Lieb, free with ads.
Inaugural pin.
It's I think it's the first enamel pin we've ever made, and that's a very important milestone in the life of a podcast. When do you have your first enamel pin? This is our Hunk Watch pin. from the podcast. And yeah, you're right.
Is that the mid-'80s film Hunk?
So on the show, we it does not have to do anything to do with that film, which I've never heard of. And it makes total sense that there's an 80s movie called Hunk, but I have not seen it.
You have not. It has James Coco in it. You need
James Coco? Well, what am I doing?
I've not sold you on James Coco.
I'm in.
Go check out Holy Moses while you're at it.
I'm in. No, so yeah, Hunk Watch is something we do. We at the end of the episode, we talk about who the most attractive person in the movie was. It's a movie recap show where we recap movies that we see on free with ads websites. And the Hunk Watch is a beloved segment where we talk about the hunks of the film.
Well, the movie Hunk from 86.
Tell me more.
Is about a young, early 20s nerd who makes a deal with the devil, played by James Coco.
Right.
And is transformed into a hunk.
Wow. I'm looking at the cover art right now. The
cover art, which I used to see in the video store. Shout out to Errol's in Northern Virginia. And thought the name of the movie was California Hunk because it was hunk on a California license plate.
Okay. California Hunk. It's my favorite.
It's just
my favorite burger at Carl's Jr.
Don't try it. You'll never finish it. You have to experience Hunk.
This is wild.
I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the only place to watch Hunk, according to a movie watching website, is you can rent it for $5 on Apple TV. It does not appear to be on Netflix or Amazon or anything else.
It is a straight VHS transfer.
Right. Yeah.
The best they could do.
You send Apple $5 and they will mail you a VHS tape. They found at a garage sale.
We'll never get to experience the CinemaScope
Hunk
cinematography.
We got to watch Hunk.
You know what? One way I will make sure that you can watch Hunk.
Thank you, Ken.
That'll be my gift to you. Your gift.
Your gift to the world
will be the ability to watch Hunk.
Thank you.
But on Hunk Watch, have there been recurring hunks that have made it onto Hunk Watch?
Yeah, let's see. We've had a lot of unusual hunks, definitely. I think the Predator has been a hunk before. I think the Predator, not to circle back to Predator Bloodshed, in comic shops, February 25th. I don't think I said the date. February 25th. Predator Bloodshed. Reach out to your
orders now.
Yeah, you got to put it on that pull list, people. The Predator's been a hunk. I think that is kind of something that's in the air. I think the Predator is a popular hear me out for people. He's kind of buff. I think when he has the mask on, he's a little more appealing. Kind of a butterface.
Why you got a Predator shame?
I'm just saying. This is something I've heard. These are things I've heard. I'm just repeating what I've heard.
From who? From Emily?
From Emily. From Emily. Yes. The Blob, I believe, has been a hunk. Godzilla, but yeah, like who were some like human hunks that we've had over the year
I haven't
or
heard
so
a single
that we've been
human
doing.
hunk yet.
We hate humans. Humans are not attractive. If you ask us,
hunk on there, you can add James Coco.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, sure. An 80s hunk for the ages. Let's see. I'm looking at our past episodes, and I'm going to try and find us a human hunk to mention. We did Ernest.
A year with the show, or is the show over a year old now?
The show is like maybe almost 2 years old now, so it's relatively young in terms of podcasts, but we're having fun.
You're still going, so it makes
Jim Varney from Ernest Scared Stupid. That was a human hunk.
I'll go with that. That one I definitely will go with.
Arnold Schwarzenegger with a beard in Running Man.
So there was a clear demarcation point in which he fell off the list.
Yeah, when he shaved the beard. He's got a beard very briefly in Running Man, and I think we all thought that's when he looked the best.
But he's got a very not real beard in Running Man.
Do you think it's not real? I think he can't. I think he can't grow a thick beard.
I think that's General Maydeen.
Okay, maybe it was.
Beard.
Could be. Yeah, I mean, if there's, listen.
I'm sure he has a beard. Have we ever seen him with a beard in anything else?
Oh, good question. He did that.
Maybe in when he was like the old Terminator. Did he have a beard when he was old?
Maybe. Yeah, the robot
when
grew a beard. That's
when
how.
they found him, and he had like aged, and it's like, oh, had some kind of weird aging protocol or something that.
Let's see, Arnold Schwarzenegger beard. Just doing a Google image search here.
Even I've seen him scruffy, like a bit of stubble here and there, but not like full beardy Arnold.
Yeah, I don't think he could grow a thick Santa beard if he needed to, but yeah. Anyway, remains to be seen.
This sounds
the
like
beard in Running Man real
for the Max Fun members that you need to
explore. Yes, investigate the greatest mystery in the history of cinema. Was Arnold's beard real in Running Man?
Nerd Mysteries is also on the network, so you can
okay, there you go. Well, we'll propose that. That could be a fun crossover.
Hunting him like a Sasquatch.
I don't know. It looked real to me, but
I'm going to put my money on
it. But I don't know.
I'm sure
could
there's a
movie
bonus
magic.
feature on
could
the
be
Criterion edition that addresses it.
Yeah. Maybe there's a beardless cut. Maybe there's a cut that removes the beard.
So for anyone not familiar with Free With Ads, which we talked about, so the concept of the show is that you all are watching movies that are available to watch free with ads on the internet. So anyone could join in and watch the films that you're discussing.
Yeah, I think something that fascinated us, and I'll say this was Emily Fleming's idea. This was like her pitch. It's her baby. Matt and I are just along for the ride.
I've seen plenty of content with you all to know that's the case.
Yes, so I think the idea is just that like on, YouTube has a Free With Ads movie page. There's all these websites like Tubi and Zumo Play and Pluto, and there's a new one every week. There's
so random library titles,
right? And they are totally random. And it will be like you can watch The Godfather or you could watch Sharknado. It just runs this kind of wonderful gamut. It definitely feels like and it definitely feels like browsing a video store in the 80s and 90s. It definitely feels like just walking up and down the aisles going, what's this? What's this? Oh my God. Hunk? James Coco's in this? It has this kind of fun feeling of like
I want
discovery.
With a real love of James Coco after this, or at least
I hope so.
Go watch his Muppet Show episode.
Yeah. So I think that was kind of the like fun part of the podcast to us, is that like if you go onto one of these websites or if you go onto the like tab on YouTube, it's just like it's so random and it's just a little bit of everything, and it's just so fun to kind of dive in and go like, oh, we haven't watched The Faculty in a while, or like, well, for instance, the movie we're about to review, we're just about to record an episode about Santa Jaws, the shark Christmas movie. It's kind of one of those where it's just like,
was this direct to video?
I believe this was a Sci-Fi Channel original. Yes.
Yeah. It could only be one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's a shark pun in the name. No, not a Hallmark. It is weirdly, Santa Jaws, I think, has more in common with Hallmark movies than it does with shark movies. It's like a weirdly wholesome movie. Anyway.
In a small town.
Yeah. It's a small town
city shark
where they love Christmas.
Goes to a small town.
Right. The shark works too much. The shark is obsessed with its career.
Gotta keep moving.
Mm-hmm. You gotta. That's right. That's what a shark does.
If I did, I'd die.
Sharks are all about toxic hustle culture.
It's a shame that they can't just relax and exist within themselves.
Yeah. It's a shame they can't relax and just die and drown.
So what's the selection process for? Is it just a round robin of you all throwing out ones you found?
Yeah, I think we just kind of like, it's fun to browse these places, or it's fun for me to browse on these websites. So every time I'm just kind of aimlessly browsing and I find something weird, or like something I've wanted to watch, or something that like, I haven't seen in forever, I just kind of make sure to note it. And when we get done taping an episode, we just talk about what next week's movie is going to be. And I think we try and keep that variety like part of the show, that variety that I think we all like a lot. So I think we do try, like, there's a lot of horror, and I think we could just do horror and be fine, but I think we kind of try and mix it up and throw in a couple of classics every now and then. It's fun to, watch Sunset Boulevard and try and goof on it. So yeah, I think we just kind of we like variety. I think that's part of the fun of the show, is that you never know what you're going to get week to week. So yeah, I think we just try and do stuff that we think would be fun to talk about, and with an eye toward just mixing it up as much as we can.
So, is there anyone that you keep pitching that they're like, no, we're not going to do that?
Oh, I think the one that I hope we do at some point that I cannot get them excited about is, okay, you remember the video game series Double Dragon?
And I
kind of karate.
I also know what film you're talking about.
So there is a Double Dragon movie. I think it predates the Mario movie. I think it is weirdly one of the first video game adaptations. I have never seen it. I hear it's terrible. I played the games as a kid. For whatever reason, I was on board for the Mortal Kombat movie. I was on board for the weird apocalyptic Super Mario movie, but I just said no thanks to the Double Dragon movie. And it is hanging around on these websites. I am dying to see what this movie is. So yeah, I hope
it can't even catch a break.
Have you seen it?
Free with that.
Yeah, I can't even get mentioned on a podcast. Have you seen it, Ken?
I saw it many, many years ago.
Okay. Yes. Do you think it would make a good podcast?
Oh, I mean, anything from that era is going to make a good conversation as being a time capsule regardless.
Right.
And the fact that it's already saddled with expectations being a video game adaptation of not a terribly deep plot.
No, yeah.
You're not going in with deep lore at that point on Double Dragon.
Although that makes it a perfect choice for a video game movie. You can it's an ink blot
with this sort of blanky slate,
right?
And how serious are they going to be about it?
I don't know.
I love the things about those when they go in when they're trying to make a deeply earnest piece of art out of this, and they're really committed. They really want it to work as that.
Right.
As opposed to the ones that are like, oh, this is cartoon garbage and we don't have to treat this with anything. I like the ones that go in really sincere.
Yeah.
And wanting to make a good movie. And it just didn't get there. And I seem to remember it not going in with as much of a wink and a nudge as something like the Street Fighter movie went in with.
We did watch the Street Fighter movie for an episode, so that one I was able to, get over the line. And the Street Fighter movie was kind of a ton of fun to watch. I don't know. It was a hoot. I think I saw it when I was a kid and was disappointed. So the idea of going back and re-disappointing myself, because, I don't have a lot of feelings about the Double Dragon franchise, but I love the Street Fighter games. And I think they could make a good movie out of that. So anyway.
And they've built up the lore since then.
Sure, yeah.
Any intellectual property that survives this long.
Yeah, it just again, it's like Cotton Candy Randy. You just got to dump new facts every time.
In fact, if this was 10 years ago, with the kind of VC money that was floating around,
right,
there would be a Cotton Candy Randy movie out there somewhere.
Yeah,
and there's still.
If only we just it could happen. It could happen. We just need the right director. Call us, Darren Aronofsky. Would love to work with you.
Werner Herzog.
Oh my God, he'd be perfect. I would love to work with Werner on this.
And you know what? He'd probably love the character. And I say that in all sincerity.
He might.
I think he would embrace the absurdity of that character.
Yeah.
And
maybe he's the guy.
Levels upon which he operates within the psyche. And within, I think that would be, and he's right by you. You could drive up the canyon.
Head to Werner's house.
You can pitch him in costume.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, didn't he have an interview where he his favorite show was Honey Boo Boo or something? So maybe
the Conan podcast, right?
Maybe, yeah. So maybe he has a far-reaching palate to where he also
he's not waking up with his
watches.
I don't know what drink he has in the morning. I'm assuming it's like the blackest of black coffee.
Yeah, sure. Boiling goat's milk
that provides only sustenance and no joy.
Right.
And he sits there with his good mythical morning.
Right.
And you know what? He sticks around for the weekend.
He does, yes. There's weekend episodes.
He enjoys the madcap collection of characters who have too much fun, undeservedly.
Yes. I also love the Mr. Beast. Inside us all is a beast.
Yeah, he is as empty as us all.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Cotton Candy Randy's time has both passed and come.
Yeah. Listen, it could happen. I love to collaborate. I'll just say that. If any big name directors are listening to this now,
start working up that lore.
I love to collaborate.
Well, I mean, that graphic novel. Why is that not a mythical gift at some point as the Cotton Candy Randy graphic novel?
Oh, I don't know. The mythical people have done comic books before. So yeah, I don't know if Cotton Candy Randy has been any of them. I will say that I have not read them, but I think there's like a mythical comic book universe. So yeah, maybe one day a Cotton Candy Randy graphic novel makes it out there. I don't know. Listen, write your congressman.
Well, fingers crossed. But for anyone who hasn't checked out, I got pulled into the Rhett and Link wormhole.
Yes.
Rather recently and a lot later than most, even though I've known about them from the start.
Yes.
Because, and as I shared with you recently, there was a good friend of mine when I had one of the site I was running for Kevin Smith at the time, which has since become a site called Fred, pitched me. I was doing a thing called Masters of Song Fu. Which was a songwriting prompt contest at the time, and had I pulled in friends like Jonathan Colton, Paul Storm, and Molly Lewis, and a bunch of wonderful folks to contribute. And she pitched, "Hey, there's these guys named Rhett and Link who do these songs.
Oh yeah,
and they might be good to contribute. And then I'm a big fan of theirs, and you want me to reach out to them?" And that went nowhere. But she reached out to do an interview with. She's like, "If I did an interview with them, would you run it on the site?"
Oh, cool.
And so this is 2008.
Great. Great year.
She did this nearly hour-long conversation presentation piece of, here's Rhett and Link, and here's a conversation with them. And it's a fascinating snapshot when you see where they've gone since.
That's
and also
cool.
when this is before they learned, if you're going to bill yourselves as Rhett and Link, you seat yourselves on camera as Rhett and Link.
Right, yeah.
If you're going to be a duo and you're going to have that going to be how you
got to
refer
sit
to
in the same
your
order.
Presentation, and instead it's Link and Rhett on camera. But it is a nice little time capsule. So I dove in, and that's when I discovered the world of work that you've done for them over the years. And the numerous appearances, including the Good Mythical Evenings.
Yes, they do. So, Good Mythical Morning, a relatively family-friendly show, although it gets a little saucy sometimes. It airs on YouTube, so it abides by YouTube's content rules. But once a year, they do Good Mythical Evening, where it's behind a paywall, so you gotta pay to watch, and things get really disgusting and drunk.
You can.
Yeah. They play it at certain Alamo draft houses, which if I wasn't on it, I would want to watch it like that. It would be really cool to go see it in the theater.
It never gets a 4DX presentation.
How cool would that be? Just get sprayed with vodka. have a butt plug flung in your face.
They're journeys. It is.
They're wild. They are really, really wild. Yeah, I will say it does what it says on the box. It's like, here's YouTube, but disgusting. And it really is.
So drink wise, because the curiosity I have going into them is that there's varying levels of the supporting performers. Like obviously the whole gimmick is really to mainly have Rhett and Link be as sloshed as possible. Right. Yeah. I believe, there's been some variation in that. I believe that because of a medication this year, Rhett could not drink. And I think dismay. Yeah. So I think that, there's been a couple episodes where it's been, more drinky or less drinky, but
for the most part, people really get wild during it. I'm surprised. And you could fake that, and I will say, hand to God, people really get wrecked during those.
And there's a lot of prop work, so that the fact there has been no injuries or no extensive injuries.
Yeah, there's been some bumps and bruises, but and they run a tight ship. It's a pretty safe environment to goof around in, but it's cool. I applaud them for going for it during those, because there's a there's a not crazy version of that you could do, and just kind of you do the show, but you curse a little bit more, and you get people's money.
Version of that you could do.
Of course, and these go actually off the rails. They really do. So if you're a fan of that
in the pre-show.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, there's a pre-show that involves doing shots. People are drinking all the way through the show. It's a 2-hour plus show too, by the way. So it's there's a lot of time. And you can
certainly see you all in a support mode, also breaking down over the course of it too.
Right, it happens. Yeah,
but you're also, because you're meant to be part of the scenarios that are moving the show along as well, and the games within the show. You have duties to perform.
I do, but they're limited. I am lucky in that my roles in those, I've done a lot of pre-tapes for them. So there's it's mostly live, but there's, sketches and stuff that are pre-taped.
Yeah, but I've seen you cope. I've seen you cope with how to make a thing work.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. That's where the old improv training comes in.
And he can certainly see you going, okay, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get us all through this.
Something else.
We're going to land this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You've upset the entire premise of this. It's no longer a functional bit if we follow what the original guidelines were supposed to be. You've chosen everything poorly. Everything's wrong.
Yeah, I hope that's part of the appeal for the audience, is seeing something that was clearly planned to just get messed with because people forgot or are too drunk to deal with it. Really fun.
The good thing is that, and you can tell me this and I can only assume this is an ethos at the company itself, is that nothing is mean-spirited, and everything seems to be approached in a joyful, fun way.
Yeah.
And it's not competitive. Sometimes you see a lot of those, particularly when you get to weekend, when it's no Rhett and Link, it's just the group of you all, normally the supporting players at a given point during the week, coming in and having fun for those weekend shows. But there's not evident the toxicity that you see eat away at a lot of sort of attempts to pull that off, because everyone's career minded. Everyone is thinking about their place in the industry and participating in it and what this will do. But you don't see that sort of thing come through in the material. I don't want to use content. I'm not going to say the word content.
I know
twice now, but I'm not going to say it again.
No one likes to say it. Sometimes you are forced to say content. No one likes it, but it happens.
It hurts.
We all have to say content every now and then.
Don't see, now you're saying it back to me, and I know I said it and I started this. You can see the seeds of that in so many attempts to do it in other places, and it fall apart, or suddenly, that thing disappears. that collaborative thing, because it just suddenly the snarkiness was a little too real, and suddenly those moments are getting a little too fraught.
Yeah.
But I think so far the thing that's been enjoyable, and it was surprising to see it be made a regular thing. So it was originally just a summer fun thing, wasn't it?
The Good Mythical Weekend videos. Yeah, so every Saturday there on the channel, we do a bit with it's me, it's Emily Fleming, just kind of like the supporting cast and some of the writers and some kind of guests from other YouTube channels and improv things and comedy things. Yeah, we get together and we goof around. It's been really, really fun. It's been a total blast, and it's neat. It's a fun. The what?
The food ones are not your favorite.
You do have to eat some pretty insane things on that show. A lot of extreme heat. I try and do it. I try and do it every time. Weirdly
I've
for
seen the
me,
look on your face. The pauses sometimes have gone on long enough that you can see the calculus.
Yeah.
Of, I can't say no. Improv.
Yeah.
There's no in improv.
There's no in improv. I know. Yes, and it's a cliche for a reason. Yeah. I think for me, like the extreme hot stuff is painful, but it's like in a fun way. Like it's a fun endurance challenge. And I can when it's happening, I'm like, I get that this is funny. I get that me in pain is funny.
But there's got to be sometimes you're going, this isn't just random. I know this is supposed to be random, but come on. Again?
Yeah.
I got it again.
Yeah, there's some where it's like find the hot thing or which of these is hot, and it's kind of like a guessing game or kind of a Russian roulette, but with, ghost pepper sauce. And yes,
also, they should never have you guys get up and have to adjust your seating arrangements again, just from a safety point of view.
Oh, yeah, I know. Sometimes there's a kind of a musical chairs element, and that's very dangerous.
Or we all have to self-rank who had the least hot and the most hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when you're eating...
When people are just sort of high on spice at that point, navigating that is much a bit of an ask.
Yeah, exactly.
On
you
a
wouldn't put us behind...
too. You're seated on a platform. That's like... I've been in enough convention situations where I know...
Oh, yeah. Those things are rickety.
When people are moving around the stage.
But yeah, weirdly for me, the stuff that's been kind of the most challenging has been just normal stuff that I don't like. I'm kind of like picky. And so it's been stuff like eat a deviled egg or eat a tomato. Like
so
these are just
you and Link.
Yeah, that's something that we share. We're both like anti-tomato guys.
Now, are you a texture person?
Yeah, it's the texture for me. I just get bothered by textures, and there's.
How are you with mushrooms? Are mushrooms also off?
Don't love mushrooms either. Yeah,
because our good friend Hal is also a texture.
Oh, really? Okay, he and I can
mushrooms,
talk about
soda. He doesn't do soda. Anything
really
carbonated?
Like carbonated? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect a delicate palate. I like carbonation, but if someone is like
your delicate palate,
there you go.
ravaged.
So, yeah, to me, the hot stuff is not as hard as just like, eat a. I'm trying to think of something else I've eaten there that I just kind of don't like. But yeah, it's not as hard as eat a tomato.
But now they know, so it must get harder the longer you do these things. That the audience now knows what are the triggers. That I
don't know. I think so. I wonder if the audience. I think you have to be a pretty loyal viewer to know like what my food sensitivities are. But
there's a whole wiki. I'm sure.
I'm sure. Right.
Which is also got to be an interesting position to be in. Now.
What won't Jordan eat.wiki.com? Yeah.
Oh, it's a podcast. Anyone should go check out. It's really fascinating.
They're so fun. Yeah, totally. Over there on the Good Mythical Morning YouTube channel.
And somehow you and Emily still talk to each other.
I know, yeah.
Shenanigans.
Once a week.
So your number 2 object. So here's the thing.
Yes.
You're going to have a number 1.
I think what happened was, and I'm sorry to
speed through.
I think we might have sped through. Let me count my objects here.
Here's my question.
We might be done object wise.
Okay. My question. So Cotton Candy Randy was number 1 then?
So we have Cotton Candy Randy. We have, and kind of what I was doing, and I'm sorry for maybe upsetting the premise of the show a little bit. But I was kind of holding the I was kind of holding the things up as we were talking about them. So I was.
That's fine. So how many? So we start with the Predator coin.
Yeah, we have our Predator Badlands coin.
Archie.
We have our Archie comic.
Okay.
We have. I'm holding them up for the camera. We have the French edition of Bubble.
That's number 3.
We have the Cotton Candy Randy doll. I said that right.
No. So that was your ranking. That would have been your number 3 choice. And there would be 2 more after that.
2, the 15-year anniversary trophy from Jesse Thorne, and the Hunk Watch pin from Free With Ads.
So Free With Ads.
It's number 1. It's my most cherished possession. Is that enamel pin we gave out free to people who listen to the podcast. Yes, that is that'll be, I'm going to be buried with it like an Egyptian pharaoh. Yeah, of course, yes.
But you're going to be
not go to the afterlife
as
without
Cotton Candy Randy, another choice that you made, or it might be contractual at this point. It's going to be a big show. Is there anything when you're talking about having made the move that is still packed away that would have been an object that's special?
What was I looking for? I was looking for a action figure from a Frankenstein Jr. action figure, who was an old Hanna-Barbera character. You probably know this, Ken.
I do. I didn't know about the toy produced, though. Is this a custom? It's not a Funko Pop, but it was a different Funko product. I know exactly what you're talking about. The stuff that came out before Pops.
Okay.
They had various Hanna-Barbera characters.
Mm-hmm.
And does it stand probably about 5 inches tall?
Yeah, it seems about right.
It looks almost like it's a very hands to the side sort of vinyl.
He came in a soda can, in like a fake soda can.
I think they also did Wacky Races characters, but those two, right? Yes.
I tried to
like soda pop because they're pop culture characters.
Right.
That.
I think that's yeah. So that was the only thing I couldn't find that I was thinking about bringing.
But cherished.
My cherished, yes, my cherished Frankenstein Jr. Yeah.
What about that makes it so special?
Oh, I worked for a cartoon called Jellystone, which kind of remixed all the Hanna-Barbera characters. And it was fun. I actually found that Frankenstein Jr. at a con. And I think maybe our Frankenstein Jr. episode didn't actually get made, but we did work on one. And it was a lot of fun. And it was just kind of funny to see this weird character that I had spent some time with, just in a bin at a con. And very fun to think about all those just deep cut, strange, am I remembering this right, cartoon characters. And it kind of, for me, represented a fun job working in animation. So there you go.
I hope you unpack it soon. Hopefully this is...
Thank you.
At some point, I'm assuming you're just going to put tons of shelves up behind you, and it's going to look very similar to my backdrop.
I'll get there. I'll get to Ken Plume levels of action figure.
I just want to feel like I'm E.T. and hiding in Gertie's closet. That's the point I want to get to.
That's true. I think that's all any of us want to feel like.
Is it doable? I think it's doable. I'm almost there. I'm nearly there.
Get there. Yeah.
It's a sad life goal. But this has been a delight.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Always fun to talk to you.
And I hope everyone checks out Youth Group they can buy right now, Bubble they can buy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Predator Bloodshed is coming up.
Yes, February 25th. Pre-order at your local comic book store, or if you want signed copies of all 5 issues, you go to bit.ly/coolfight. bit.ly/coolfight, and you can get them signed and delivered to you anywhere in the world from Collector's Paradise, a lovely comic book store here in Pasadena. So there you go.
Who signed them?
Me. Oh. I signed them.
Okay.
I'm the guy.
They not only that, they can also get Venom, the Venom issue that's coming.
Yeah, Venom 252. Pick that up. A lot of fun stuff over there. Listen, just head to your local comic book shop.
They could
ask for all that stuff.
Listening to Jordan Jesse Go and Free with Ads and watching Good Mythical Morning and Good Mythical Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much they could do. They could fill their waking life with everything that you're doing.
Yeah. You don't ever have to consume anything I'm not involved with.
And that's the goal. It really should be the goal on every
total coverage, total myself coverage over your pop culture.
On social media where people should, I know you're Instagram and Blue Sky.
Instagram and Blue Sky. Hit me up there. Jordan David Morris on Instagram, Jordan Morris whatever on Blue Sky, and their weird naming conventions. But find me on there. I'm posting about stuff, and please check out all that stuff, comics especially.
And maybe they'll see you at a comic book convention.
Maybe, yes, I'm sure. Please come say hi if I'm ever at my little table. Please come say hello. I like talking to people at
Well, the
cons.
gauntlet is thrown down.
Mm-hmm.
Before your next convention or in-store appearance, you have to have those 8x10s.
I think I want to direct people toward the books. I think I want the books to be the star. I don't want, okay.
You got to give people
That's wrong.
options. You got to give people, that's the gateway.
Yeah.
That's the gate.
Okay.
They see that photo and they go, I want to know more about this.
Yeah.
And
Listen, I'll find one of the last standing Searses. I'll see if they still have a portrait studio.
If they don't, Pennies.
Pennies. Yeah.
Try to
Pennies
find
might
a
have,
Pennies.
there's a May company somewhere, maybe.
Maybe there's still an active Olin Mills photographer somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? You can make this happen. Lasers. He would.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, a faded
And a ferret,
version of my head behind my real head.
What would be the pet that he would be holding?
What pet would I hold?
Yeah. Well, what pet would you hold?
Oh, what would Cotton Candy Randy hold? Probably just a piece of trash. Probably just a wet bag or something.
Which was his pet.
His pet. Yes, of course. To him, the bag is real.
You absolutely have to get Jordan Morris headshots for conventions.
I'll think about it.
Of films that you've done on Free with Ads that you're not in, but you're going to insert yourself
I can find some. I can find some earnest, scared, stupid 8x10s.
Find all the promotions from the press kit.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this a little bit more than photos of myself. Yeah,
and put the little Free with Ads ad on the bottom of it,
right?
The little logo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm thinking maybe you guys should do a set of these for Max Fun Drive next year.
I don't hate it.
So, well, thank you again, Jordan.
Thank you, Ken,
on the show. And for anyone watching, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you do, so this is going to be the boring spiel for just a moment.
Do the spiel. No, you got to do the spiel.
I hate this because no one.
The spiel is vital.
No one pays attention. If they would like to subscribe, those things. Patreon.com is also a place where people can go. I'm putting up a lot of my archive interviews from the decades worth of folks that I've talked to. So there's a lot of pieces that are going up with folks that I talked to many years ago, but usually 40, 50, 60 page interviews in depth with these folks. I think one with Sean Astin's coming up for my archive. Ian McKellen's coming up for my archive. There's a bunch of stuff, but you becoming a patron makes that'll happen.
Legends.
You get access to all of my digital exclusives at the $1 level. So even at $1, you get access to everything because I'm bad at business and math and sustainability, but that's to your benefit. If you would like to become a patron, you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. That'd be swell. You can follow me on Blue Sky, Ken Plume, Ken Plume on Instagram. Not so much there, mostly on Blue Sky. And that'd be swell. There's also a link tree that has links to a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, An Art of DuckTales. You can still pick that up. That's still in print. It's always fun to have a book that's still in print. Unlike the Venture Brothers book. So, Jordan, thank you. This is when we do the awkward wave. It gives me an edit point to take us out of this. Have fun, everybody, and see you next time on one of the shows that I do. Bye.